Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the Bamis show for week 2. Clarkles and I, Dinuglesaur, are here again, ready to talk about everything week 2 and some week 3 stuff as well.
Yeah, and real quick, we rebranded from Bamis Podcast to the Bamis Show. Dino and I were just a little too organized. We don't really free flow like it's a podcast, so we're calling it a show. So, on with the show to the week 2 rundown.
Alrighty, starting from the top. Unfortunately, we got boomed by Project Boom, so good for them. 0-2, tough matchup. I think we would like another shot. I think Greeley, that's my team. We're disappointed in our team fighting, but Project Boom had it, and they're looking at 2-0 now going into the series. But we'll talk about them a little bit more later. Looking at the next match, Valor had their first match after they're still waiting on the reschedule for Greeley, and 2-0'd Redemption. Very dominant performances there on that 2-0.
Yeah. And then next up was my team, JD, versus Collision Time CT. 2-0 for us. I think we team fought super well. CT was ahead for most of the game, and then we just team fought super well and kind of came back. First week of me switching to ADC and me getting a new jungler, who was our jungler last season. So worked out super well, of course. Next up was Cyborg versus Seal.
Don't sleep on yourself. Clarkles for week 1 ADC pentakill. So shout out to Clarkles for the pentakill.
I wasn't going to try to toot my own horn or anything or brag a little bit, but it was pretty impressive. But I'm playing. No, it was, my boys just take care of me. It was the easiest pentakill of my life. So anyway, Cyborg versus Seal. 2 of the better teams in the league. We'll see our power rankings later. T2 Juggernauts kind of go at it early in the season. Super fun. 2-1. And we'll get into more in their series later. And lastly, Goon Squad Gaming versus NVNA, aka the acronym team. This was my hot take. I thought GSG was going to 2-0 them, but boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Acronyms took it right to them, 2-0'd them. They did have a sub, though. Normally their mid laner is a 4-point player, and their sub was a 7-point player. So a little bit of a difference there mid lane, but still under 30 points. They were good to go, and 2-0'd them. So, series.
And then looking at the overall standings, we have 4 teams that are undefeated. And
one of them has an asterisk, let's be real here.
That's true, because Valor's only played one match as well.
Yeah.
And then
I believe in you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll move to 1-1 in our Valor series. And I think it's still hard to tell really what's going on, but I think Project Boom and our resident acronym team going 2-0 wasn't something I had on my initial predictions, but they've shown up in their first 2 weeks, so props to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Boom especially, they're just playing out of their minds, doing really, really well. I think they're just following their strats early, and but we'll talk more about them later. But so let's go with some notable performances, Dino.
Alrighty. First off, a couple honorable mentions. XX Quaff, the Valor mid laner, put on a great performance versus Redemption, very, very dominant in their 2-0 victory. Snoopy, who we had the honor of talking to last week on All Chat, put on another great performance versus the Slippery Seals. And Eternal Envy, their opponent was, I think, is a very strong bot laner as well, so which gave some extra oomph to Snoopy's performance. But I think I want to shout out Cryptid for our featured performance of the week. Supports don't get enough love, but extremely high kill participation, low deaths across their 2 wins on stream versus GSG for NVNA. So Cryptid, fantastic performances this week.
Yeah. And for some of the risers, so players that are 4 points or less, I'll give it to my jungler, Woody Woods. I think for being right at 3 points and coming in his first week, going against Oxy, he's one of the better junglers in the league. Played super well, low deaths, high KP, swined really well. I think he's played really well. And I'm gonna give my actual riser of the week emphasis on I'm gonna call him Bergie Jr. Might be mispronouncing that, but hate to do it to Dino. He was on Project Boom. He's played super well. A good Ezreal game and a good Varus game. Really low deaths, good KP, farmed really well, good gold. So kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
you know how much I love Friday again, and so to see Friday again get put behind, especially in that second game on Caitlyn, was I'll give some credit to Bergie Jr. there, who put on a good performance at lower points. And
Yeah.
welcome
There's not
back
being
to
like
Woody
a 4 point
Woods.
player.
Welcome back to
Yeah.
the league. We love having him. Let's keep on going. Aphelios Lover pick watch. This week, Aphelios Lover played 2 tanks and Aurelia. Still no ADCs. We're going to give the toxicity level low.
We're kind of like tiptoeing on the line just a little bit, but we'll keep it low. The really is close, but
Aurelia's close, but technically
we'll
still still melee, so we'll keep it in line.
Yep.
But they played the ADC's worst enemy. I guess become what you hate, right? We see the Malphite pick came out.
Just give me a hug, rock solid. So next up, we'll talk about I think team of the league so far, Project Boom. I mean, for being a 26-point team, so I think they're the lowest point total team in the league. 26 points, 4-0, haven't dropped a game yet. Definitely coming out with something to prove, especially with only having like a 9-point jungler, a 6-point top laner, and the rest of their team is 4 points or below for the rest of the roster. So the fact that they're all playing really well and 2-0ing you guys, which I thought was really crazy. I thought you guys would beat them or at least get a game off of them. And same with CT, but the fact they're 2-0 everybody is just really, really crazy. So good for these guys, playing above where we all thought they would be. So hopefully they can keep it going until week 4 when we play them. No big deal.
I agree with the shout out. I'm curious how far they can take it, or if they can take it all the way, because momentum is super important, I think, in these leagues. And like, if you're feeling good and you're playing good, you can take that to the moon. And
if you're winning early, you have some more leeway for later in the season. If you lose, like drop a game or two,
exactly,
have a better chance of making it. Yeah.
And so we'll keep our eye on Project Boom, but shout out to them. And to our power rankings, and you'll notice Clarkles and I have the exact same power rankings. I don't know. I feel like our top 5 right now, from what we've seen from the teams, I mean, I feel pretty solid on it.
Yeah. I think the only team you could really kind of argue, I mean, you could say you could bump us down if you want, since we've lost already. Same with Seals, but I mean, Seals lost to Cyborg. So I think that makes Cyborg the best team in the league. We lost to Seals, so it makes us a little bit worse. I mean, took them 2-1. Wasn't really like a stomp or anything. They did stomp us. I'm not going to lie. I can't cope. Project Boom, they're just playing out of their minds. They're playing great, so easy for them. I think the Acronym team, we need to just see how they play against someone. Like I think GSG was a good challenge. They did really well. But to see how they play against like a top team like Seals, Cyborg, us, Greeley, like a top team, see how they do would be a big factor for them.
I agree. The other one that's not on here, I'll talk about Valor. Only 1 week played, so it's still hard to judge them, but they are 1-0 as well. But I got the Seals Cyborg matchup. I'm really interested for the JD Project Boom in week 4 as well.
Yeah.
But these are top 5. Remember, top 6 will make playoffs. So this is mostly what we're looking at least for our predictions for the playoff picture, plus one other team.
No, I guess we probably should do top 6 teams then, shouldn't we? That probably won't make
more sense.
Yeah,
we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do some playoff predictions. Good call on that.
Yeah, look at us, Dino.
Getting better every week.
Absolutely.
And let's take a look at Week 3 preview. Start from the top, we've got Redemption playing Goon Squad Gaming. Goon Squad Gaming looking for their first series win. Now, they did take CE Cyborg to 3. Then we know they've got to end them. Redemption looking at 0-2 as well. So both of these teams, they want to get on track for playoffs, are really going to be seeking that win. We've got the 2-0 NVNA versus Slippery Seals, who are going to look to bounce back from their loss, versus CE Cyborg. Like we just talked about, I'm very interested. Both those teams are in our top 5 for the power rankings, and see who comes out on top. And then the streamed match of the week, Greeley versus
Dino. You versus me.
Shame we won't meet in the top lane again, but it's
you ain't kidding.
Doran's finals rematch from last season. So
I was going to camp you if I was still playing jungle, but I'm playing ADC, so I'm not going to see you very often. So unless you're playing some annoying tank and you just jump on me nonstop,
I'll play Malphite just because I love you.
Then we're gonna have a long conversation for the next show. But anyway, we're super excited again. Like you said, rematch from Doran's finals last season. So it'll be really fun, especially us being streamed. It'll be a super good time. CT versus Cyborg. CT's really, really needing a win, I think, just for morale sakes. 0-4 so far, haven't even gotten a game to Boom and to us. I think, unfortunately, the team is still the Nectar Show just from playing against them. So if they said rely on Nectar to kind of carry, and then lastly is Valor versus Project Boom. See if Boom can keep it going, end up 6-0, Valor take some games off, or even beat them.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I think that's another matchup where those teams I'm still kind of mysterious about, even after playing Project Boom. But really want to see. I think that'll, for me, be quite illuminating how that series goes.
Yeah, like how has it been luck so far, or are they real? We're gonna find out.
Indeed, and we'll hop right into All Chat. So, alrighty, everybody, welcome back to All Chat. The segment where we are joined by two players who played against each other in the previous week to get some insight into the games, some opinions on the league, and maybe even some banter. Today, Clarkles and I are joined by Eternal Envy, who's going to go by EE today, the Slippery Seals bot laner, and marked at level 3, marked CE Cyborg's jungle. First, for Eternal Envy, we haven't talked about your team yet on All Chat. What's one thing we should know about Slippery Seals?
I'd say probably just that I think we're like a fun team because we're all people who know each other from a different game, and then we're all playing like League of Legends together. It's kind of just funny. So I think it's like a fun little thing to think that we all like play Dota together, and then we all ended up playing League of Legends together. So it's just kind of funny.
IG or
Yeah.
real life connections make for the best, some of the most fun teams. I'll toss it over to Mark now. How do you feel about your team's performance in week 2? So the week 2 performance featuring CE Cyborg and Slippery Seals. CE Cyborg ended up picking the victory up in a 2-1 series win. So give me an overview of your team's performance, Mark.
I mean, I think we did all right. I think game 1 shouldn't have been as close as it should have been. Right. We gave up a little bit of objectives there. Game 2, it was unfortunate. We made some really unfortunate calls during that game. Trying out a comp that we don't actually play a lot, like almost ever actually, and we couldn't obviously perform at a good level, right, with that comp. But game 3, I wasn't worried about game 3. I knew game 3 was fine. It was gonna be fine. I had Diego. It's all good.
And Clarkles will help us dig more into those individual games in just a few minutes. EE, how do you feel about your team's performance in week 2?
I mean, overall good. I think we're like getting better. Overall good. Game 1, I was a little disappointed with my team because at one point I like told them about guys like just set up for Dragon, and then like we kind of had to like 4 people dive their like mid tier 2 while the mid tier 1 was up, and then the game kind of like went from really easy to really hard from my perspective. So that was probably the only thing that was like, oh, like I kind of just watched everyone die, and I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. But I mean, I don't know. Overall, I think we played pretty well, and like I think there's some stuff where we're like trying to solve for ourselves. I think this series gave us a lot of good ideas for things we want to look at draft wise, especially make the games easier for ourselves.
Not to backtrack a little bit, but you mentioned earlier you guys are all a group of friends that played Dota before. What's been, I know you guys mentioned you guys are all pretty like high ranked Dota players as well. So what's been the biggest challenge switching over from Dota to League of Legends?
Well, I've always played League on and off, so like this would be a better question for my mid laner or top who switched over more recently, because I actually played League before I played Dota, but then I ended up like, so I for me that like I think the biggest thing I have to get used to is like just like weird interests, like small things. But in general, I feel pretty comfortable playing like League. Like maybe in the team sense sometimes, like how like strict things get in League, because in League like there's not as many possibilities of like where people can go, so you have to like really be tight. Like if you go somewhere bad, like your opponent will punish you because like it's easy for them to see like, oh, like there's nowhere, like now that they're like trapped, and you can just like collapse and kill them. So I think that's probably one of the more things.
Was it difficult
if
for you guys?
Have,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys have our mid or top laner on, I think it would be really like it'd be really interesting for me to actually hear their answers. They
Was it
swapped
difficult
over
for you guys to like
later.
get used to the pace of the game? I know I played Dota as well, and those games can last like 40 minutes to an hour, easy. So now you're going down to like 20, 30-minute games where timings are a lot different.
No, that's fair. Not for me so much, but I always played League on and off. So like I'm the most like I literally played League in like season 1 or season 2, bro. Like I played on and off since it came out.
Yeah. Mark, can I go back to you real quick? Last week we were talking about how you guys have a coach and all that kind of good stuff. Was he pretty happy with you guys after your performance this week?
No, he wasn't. Of course he wasn't. He never really is, which is fair, right? At the end of the day, I mean, we're not really, we're not playing most of these games like to his standard, right? Or even at a emerald level, really. You're right. There's a bunch of mistakes that we make. So no, he was not happy. I mean,
how big was the document of stuff you need to talk about with you guys this time?
So the way that our coaching works is we don't try to overload people with information. So it actually wasn't that big because it's not useful information at that point, right? So we only try to focus on one thing at a time, right? Or a couple things at a time that we can take. So it wasn't big.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Back to you, Donna.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And specifically I feel like we've still got a lot of league left to play before even the playoffs start. And so I'm really interested to see how teams form their own metas and their own preferences of their play styles and how that comes into focus. But coming back to week 2, I want you guys to think about who was your team's MVP of the series and who do you think the opposing team's MVP of the series? Mark, I'll have you hop right in on this one. What do you think?
For our MVP, I would love to be like Snoopy and be like, "Hey, it was all me. It was all me, boys," and just be like, "Hey, jungle diff." But no, it really wasn't the case. I have to give it to my top laner, right? Why the top laner? Because he's not playing his strong champs, and he's still performing relatively well. Not only that, but he was also playing against a diamond player, and he still did really, really well. So while the stats maybe don't reflect that, was he really the MVP? But he's might not be like the Grim Reaper of the team, but he's a rock, right? We make a lot of plays because of him. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. I mean, game 3, he was literally a rock. He was playing Malphite. But
yeah, he was literally playing Malphite.
Sorry. But I totally agree. I think Legacy is one of the best top laners in the league. And so putting on such a stable performance allows the rest of the team to shine. I totally see that. Now, who do you think was Slippery Seal's MVP?
Wait, I'm the wrong person, bro.
No, I want you to. Who do you think was their MVP of the series?
Wait, but you said Legacy is like the strong top, right? I'm talking about my top. My top is.
Oh, I know. I was impressed by Aphelios. Whoever like standing.
Yeah,
up so
Aphelios. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was so confused.
I was just gassing him up a little bit more. I was super impressed because like stabilizing versus Legacy. No, you're good. But yeah, who were you most impressed with on Seals?
Oh, it has to be the ADC, right? The ADC did great. I mean, tilted our ADC off the face of the planet. He did good, bro. With the brand pick, he was like, "How do I dodge this? I can't dodge this." So I mean, you did good there in the Twitch game too. We were afraid of your Twitch the whole time, right? We were like, "Hey, let's ban Twitch. Let's ban Twitch." We didn't ban Twitch, unfortunately. Hey, what happened? Right, we lost. So that was the one game that we actually lost. So yeah, it has to be the ADC.
My team also felt the wrath of EE's Twitch in week 1.
I love Twitch, bro. Oh.
That's definitely noted for next time. That would not happen again. That was horrible.
I hate
it's so fun, bro.
Twitch.
I love
playing versus Twitch. So EE, what are your thoughts on MVPs for both teams for week 2?
Since I'm an AD carry player, I want to say myself, but I think on a more serious note, I think Sauce probably for my team. I feel like Sauce played really well. I think he's been performing really well. Like he's our like lowest point value player, but I feel like he's like regularly our most like staple player. I feel like he just like I feel like he performed very well. Like game 1, game 2. I think game 3 he could have done a little better, but I like in general I think he like the if you were to calculate like a performance as a matter of like how many points you're worth to like how like well you're doing, I'd say probably Sauce. I think he played very cleanly largely. And some of the times where I thought he didn't play cleanly, I don't really think it was his fault as well. So like yeah, probably Sauce. For your guys' team, I felt I was most bothered by mid. Like I think of like the champions that were annoying me when I think of the team's MVP. So I'd probably say like mid jungle. I felt the most like annoyed by. It's kind of hard for me to because I feel like as AD carry, like I feel like I'm like not interacting with a lot of the games sometimes, and I'm just farming. So like it's hard for me to judge like who deserves on the enemy team. But I personally was getting annoyed uh dealing with Mark and dealing with the mid. So yeah,
Jarvan has that effect on AD carries.
true.
Clarkles, why don't
All
you dive us into these 3 games a little bit more deeply?
Yeah. So, kind of talked about it a little before we started the stream. All 3 games kind of seem pretty close, at least by numbers wise. Obviously, we were in the game, so we can't see exactly like gameplay wise. And I loved Mark how you gave Aphelios Lover MVP for your team. They didn't have the most crazy stats, but you mentioned in game he was like kind of holding his own against a better player, arguably, and like just just neutral, keeping the lane neutral and not getting too crazy with it. But and you kind of talked about earlier how you felt about the games, but in game, what do you feel like were the turning points for the games? We'll start with you, Mark.
For game 1, we just needed to wait for Syndra to, scale a little bit, right? And we just needed to wait for Orin to scale a little bit, right? We just needed to wait for Jinx to scale a little bit. And so once that happened around the 20-minute mark, it was kind of like, okay, well, this is when we start going crazy, right? And which we did. That's when we started getting the objectives. That's when we started playing more aggressively, right? More assertively. So that's for game 1. For game 2, we were in the driver's seat most of the time. If we're talking like strictly with like the Aurelia, right? But we just, like I said, we just didn't know how to communicate properly, right? Our plays. So that one got dismantled. Also around the 20-minute mark, I believe, a 25-minute mark probably. The third game, it was just let Viego scale. And he'll carry us, boys. Right? So, if nothing goes on in the early game, if nothing happens the first 10 minutes, right? No kills, no nothing crazy. I got the rest. So that's kind of like we just get to the 10-minute mark, nothing happens, we're happy.
There you go.
So that's how it felt.
Yeah, we love the confidence. E, how about you for you guys?
Game 1, there were like 2 big moments I'd say. For the first one being like we got like I want to say we got a kill topside or I can't remember if we got a pick off or we just like pushed someone out topside and Dragon was like spawning in like less than a minute bottom. We had, like the first 2 Drakes and I was really strong. I'm pretty sure I had like item and a half or like 2 items or something. And we just kind of like randomly dove there 2 mid and then I was really sad because I called out guys Dragon's gonna spawn and we should just recall instead of chasing. And then also there was a late game team fight like in game 1, like they were pretty ahead at that point, but we had like on the last like meaningful team fight, I positioned pretty. Well, it was just like I think I positioned badly, and also I think we kind of just played the team fight really bad. So I'd say those are the 2 big points I remember from game 1. I mean, on game 2, I kind of did like the moment I like killed them in bot lane, I kind of just thought I was gonna win. Like maybe that's just like Twitch player like delusion, but like when I'm starting the lane with like a cull off of like some like level 1 like stupid cheese thing, like I in my head like the game's over, like which is like probably not in like tracking onto the reality of what happened in that game, but like in my head, the moment I had the cull at the start of the game, I thought the game was over. Like I was like I'm gonna win. So that's just like Twitch player mentality, I think. And game 3, I don't remember anything about game 3 except for at the very end of the game when we tried to turn it into a base race. and I thought I had cleanse, so I walked into Veigar cage and I was going to cleanse it, and then I realized I kept clicking F and nothing was happening, and then I realized I didn't have cleanse up, and that's like all I remember. So like,
Wow.
like yeah, I felt really bad because
Yeah,
I don't know if
super sad.
I don't know if we would have won the base race, but it at least would have been interesting. And I threw away all those hopes and dreams. I could have just flashed the cage too, but I thought I had cleanse up.
So it looks like for most of the games, like you were, most goal on your team, most CS. Like I can't see damage numbers. I'm assuming probably most damage as well. When you guys are losing, who's the person on your team that's gonna keep everybody up, like good morale and that kind of stuff, like constantly talking through the game for you guys?
I think in general our team is pretty positively minded. I think even though he doesn't talk a lot because it says he has the least league games since like coming from Dota, he has the least league games as Jaw, our mid laner.
Mhm.
But I feel like he's always like, oh, we can win the next fight or something. Like I feel like he's actually very like even when his game is hard and he doesn't like know how to fix it himself. I feel like he's always very. I don't think I've heard of him like beat down in the comms once. So
Yeah.
I'd probably say Jaw is the most stable on that front.
Yeah, Mark, for you guys, who's like your voice in your games? Obviously, you guys have won both your series now. So who's kind of like keeping your head level in game, not getting too crazy? Keep head up when you actually do drop a game. Who's that for you guys?
That's a really good. I would love to ask him the same thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we have one, to be honest. I guess maybe it's me, possibly.
Mhm.
Do
you guys like act collectively as a team, just good? Like, do you all kind of talk evenly, or?
yeah, we do. Yeah, we're chill. If we lose it, if we lose a game, yeah, we're usually chill. Like, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. But it's what's it called? Play it as if it was a best of one. Right?
Yeah.
Last game didn't matter, right? We're on a new game, clean slate. You know what I mean? So I think all of us collectively probably.
Yeah. What are your guys comms like in game? Do you guys have primarily like one or two like shot callers, or you like all kind of like screaming
We
stuff?
do.
Okay.
So when you asked for the MVP, I was so close, and I even talked to Snoopy about this right last week when he said the MVP was him. I was like, bro, why didn't you give it to our support? Right now, usually in team environment, it's usually the jungle or the support that shot call, right? Or sometimes with other teams it could be like the mid laner. But for us, it's actually support someone shot calling, support someone making most of the plays, even if some of the calls are bad, right? But still, though, we've been winning series because of him. So yeah, it's just a support that's making all the plays or calling all the plays and things like that.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I know he was consensus like the best support in the league, so it definitely makes sense that he's the shot caller for you guys. But for you guys, how your comms in game? You're the Dota player, so I'm expecting like pretty like support probably is your shot caller if I had to guess.
No, we don't really have that. Like, we don't really have a dedicated like. I'd say that like. I'd say we're pretty honestly like free flowing in terms of like comms. I'd say probably. I'm trying to think. I'd say that Jaw is on the quieter side, and I'd say that everyone else is like relatively contributing. Like I don't we definitely don't have a one primary shot caller. So yeah, that's honestly a good. I didn't think about that, but yeah, like it in Dota, it is very normal for the supports to do like most of the decisions, at least like while the game is early on. Like because Dota is kind of weird. 'Cause a lot of times it like it transitions to being like the pause one once like they have like all their items. Like so like it'd be kind of like if you swapped over to giving your 80 carry shot caller. I kind of feel like I sort of do that in League where towards like as the game goes later on, I'm just kind of like, oh, let's go do this because I think I can pone here.
Especially if you know like how strong you are and like you're the main source of damage for your team, like it's really easy for you to be like, hey, we're gonna go do this now.
In general, I'd say our comms are pretty communal though.
You guys like to all talk it out. Okay, yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Big takeaways from this series. What do you guys got? So we'll start with you, EE.
I think one thing we talked about is how maybe we need to like start prioritizing a little more like drafting like easy team fight. Sometimes we're like too locked into like, oh, how all of our lanes look, we'll be able to like get off to like a good start. But I think because like in League, you like have to team fight for like you can't really win through like split pushing. Like it's very hard. And you kind of have to team fight for things like Baron at 30 minutes or like Elder Dragon. Like in a way, those are like they sort of automatically force a 5v5 usually.
Right.
And I think sometimes we maybe don't put enough consideration into like, oh, who should we grab to get like some like really easy team fight to play around. And so sometimes it's not necessarily that our comps are like even bad at team fighting, but like they're kind of hard to execute. Where like we don't have like a super straightforward team fight ultimate or engage spell to play around, and we thought a lot about how like we can make the game easier for ourselves. So I think we learned a lot from the series, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Mark, how about you guys?
For us, it's actually we need to learn how to split push properly. We need to start playing. It's completely opposite of what he said.
Yeah.
Like we actually do think you can win by split pushing, right? We see it all the time in a lot of leagues and things like that in professional play. For example, game 2, it's obvious that we don't know how to do that, right? We had a really strong Aurelia and we didn't abuse her. So that's what we're trying to learn, right? That's our biggest takeaway. We need to understand how to pilot this type of team comp, and that's what we've been doing in scrims recently. So
yeah, I think the big thing is like just if your top laner gets ahead, just having him apply pressure constantly. So I mean, I guess technically you're winning through there, but it definitely can make the game a whole lot easier. But it's really funny how one guy was like, team fight. I was like, yeah, we're split pushing. Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
But
I will say
cool.
also,
Yeah.
I felt a little because I think playing like the split push like top lane stuff, like the side lane demons like I rarely is kind of hard into if Twitch is strong. He's one of the only AD carries who can like actually like just like go delete like he's like one of the only heroes who can like just go delete the side lane split pusher because like they have like the bruiser items, not the tank items, so you just like one bit. So I felt kind of in a way, but he obviously could have also just like done things differently. But I felt a little bad because
pop out of Invis with Fiend Hunter Bolt, whatever the item's called now, and he just use like 2-shot people with that.
Yeah. Like and there's not like
stuff.
Yeah, it's not easy for everyone to deal with it.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do. Like, so we found that out week 1 as well. It was just obnoxious, but it was really cool to see you guys. I think you guys are 2 of the better teams in the league, so it was really cool to see you guys face off super early. I hope you guys get a rematch later on the season. But
we're gonna meet grand finals for the revenge story.
Okay, hold on.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Sorry,
back to you, Dino.
No, that's okay. Clarkles and I have already been DMing about the Doran's rematch where it has to be Grilly versus JD again. So we've got all the storylines. It's building up. It's wonderful.
It's definitely not scripted.
Definitely not scripted. No badman involvement at all. Anyways, those are some fantastic insights on that series as a whole. And I think the conversation about macro and where teams are looking to grow is so interesting. But I feel like just hearing both of you guys knowing that you have specific focuses will bode well for the teams as the season goes on. Like knowing where those areas for improvement are and then actively seeking them out. So I'm going to pull up the team standings now. And what do you guys think looking at the team standings? What are your reactions, surprises? Just hear the team standings. What do you think of it after week 2?
I've been wondering this whole time, what is like that team at the top? What is their name? Like I just don't know what it means. Like I've just been wondering.
Yeah, same. Time. What is it?
Oh well, now I can put you guys on the spot. What do you guys think it is? Give me an acronym.
Luck. Okay.
If you can get a whole acronym, I'll be amazed.
No Victories North America. I don't know. I'm looking at their abbreviation, and that's what I'm going off of. I don't know.
I think are you talking about the team name itself?
No, the full team name. What you got?
Oh yeah, what do you think it is?
The full team name.
Not the best. The slowest. I don't know. I don't know the rest.
Gosh, I love that team name. It's always we'll definitely have them on the show later, and they can spill or not spill.
I've seen 2 different things for their name, what it means. So I'm not sure which one to believe, but we'll get them on here eventually and confirm.
That makes me feel better. I feel like a Mandela effect. I don't know which one is real. Maybe that's part of the magic, though. We don't know. Anyways, aside from team names, what do you guys think of the standings?
I mean, I'm happy because I see myself, or I see that we're still like we're above 4 teams. So if we were to end right now, we'd be in playoffs. But I'd prefer to be starting in semifinals. I don't know enough of the teams to like really comment. Which actually, I actually like looking at all the content you guys do because it lets me like learn about my future opponents.
Yeah, we say the content is for the people, but it's just for us to scout.
True.
Wait, Valor only has one game, one win.
So Valor and Greeley, we're still working on getting a rescheduled match played. So both of us have only one match played. So we were supposed to play week 1, but are still trying to get the reschedule locked and loaded.
Oh, and that's why they're above us, right?
Yeah, because it goes by win percentage somehow. Yeah, I don't know why how the sheet does it, but
it looks good. Project Boom. They're the guys that are kind of like the dark horses, no?
Yeah, 26 points.
Yeah, for sure.
2-0 now.
Damn, they beat the team they were gonna play against, right? Next week.
Is that the team with like the Masters jungle and like the lower rated rest of the team, or what is Project? Okay, gotcha.
I think it's rated like high, is 9 points, so high diamond, and the rest of the team are kind of like lower ranked, obviously make up for it. But yeah, they're all just playing like super well. That's crazy.
Nice.
Wait, but it's a jungle?
Yep.
Yeah, the jungler is like really high ranked.
Yeah, Sunless is high diamond, and then their second highest player is their top laner. I think they're mid green, 6 points. Off the top of my head.
Damn, I'm gonna have to bring out the Neferi then, I guess.
Yeah, I think they've definitely earned some respect here. I mean, not dropping a game so far is kind of crazy, but
true. We'll take them down though.
There you go.
That's what I like to hear.
I hope at least. Yeah.
Okay, now for a very uneducated prediction. You kind of mentioned this already. Give me a too early prediction on who's going to be in finals this season for Bamis. You won't be held accountable for this at the end of the season.
Oh, me, bro, our team in the Cyborgs, because we're not going to get to play them in the regular season again, right? Like it doesn't.
No, yeah.
So I mean, I want my run back, so I'm going to say that we're both making the finals, and we'll fight there. Okay, I need my revenge. I need to make up for the game 3 in Nara, bro.
I think it's probably gonna be us for sure. Well, so far it looks like it's gonna be us. Probably Boom. Just because of what you said, I didn't realize that the jungle was like high elo. So for the finals, I mean.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
That's some mad disrespect, but I respect it.
You'll get your rematch. I promise you, you'll get it. We'll meet each other, and at some point you'll get it. And we're gonna go we're gonna win. So it's like doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
But you're gonna get it.
You got me there. I respect it.
Clarkles, anything else you've got for this segment of All Chat? This has been fantastic.
No, I mean it's always great to have 2 really competitive guys on here. Again, 2 of the better teams in the league so far. Good insights on a team full of friends, and then team put together with a really good coach. So it's good to hear their insights and that kind of good stuff. So super exciting.
Well, Mark, EE, thank you guys so much for taking some time to join us, give us some extra insights into your games, and best of luck moving forward towards the rest of the season.
Yep. Thanks for having us on, guys. I hope you all have a nice night, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield soon enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Right. Catch you later.
Peace.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. That'll wrap up the Bamis show here for week 2. Thank you, Dino, for making the slides and the show, of course. Mayo, thank you for editing everything. If you guys have any comments or anything you guys want to see from us or any ideas how to make the show even better, please let us know. We're super excited for week 3. Don't forget to like and subscribe, help the channel out. And don't forget to go look at the rest of the content. The Doran's guys are making some content, Mad Jazz guys. So give all of them some love as well. And until then, we will see you next week.
Bye.